Another shutdown in tertiary education looms, a university lecturers in a standoff with government. Growing an agricultural economy, that's the thrust of the Niger State government as it holds an investment forum. And various groups come together in support of the administration. Good evening. Thanks for joining us on NTA Network News. I'm Cyril Stover in Abuja studio, and joining me from Lagos is Jennifer Igwe. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has declared a nationwide indefinite strike starting from Monday, the 14th of August. President of ASU, Abiodun Ogunyemi, made the declaration in Abuja. Abdullahi Musa Suleja has details.
The federal government and ASU in 2009 entered into agreement on a number of issues for the betterment of members and university system, part of which is Earned Academic Allowances EAA. ASU President Abiodun Ogunyemi said even though the EAA was partially implemented, other issues that include funding the revitalization of public universities, registration of a university's pension management company, and withdrawal of government from funding university primary schools are yet to be resolved.
For more than 1 year, lecturers in federal universities have been receiving fractions of their salaries. And sometimes this reduction in salary will be as high as 20, 30, 40%. Our colleagues in state universities have also been at the receiving end. In fact, many of the state governors have suddenly withdrawn their subventions such that many of the state universities, their salaries will either not come at all or they will come in bits and pieces. We have universities where for almost 1 year now, the lecturers there they have not been on salary, have been receiving fractions of their salaries and academic allowances. In 2013, government released some 30 billion. Part of our agreement is that professors who have spent 20 years in universities should be allowed to go with their salaries. That has also not come. The fertilization fund, which was also part of our agreement, in 2013, government released 200 billion. Government is in arrears of 2014, 2015, 2016, and now 2017. So today, we declared an indefinite, total and comprehensive strike action.
The University Don emphasized that in 2013, a memorandum of understanding was also reached to further push for the implementation of the 2009 Pact. He said the union's endless waiting for the government necessitated its one-week warning strike on the 16th November 2016. Abdullahi Musa Suleja, NTA News.
Well, joining me now is Dr. Wale Babalakin, a senior advocate of Nigeria. He's the chairman of the federal government ASU renegotiation team on the 2009 agreement. Dr. Babalakin, thanks for joining us.
Good evening, Cyril.
Well, 2009 agreement, it would seem this is a sore thumb that just wouldn't go away. What is causing this at this point in time?
We're really taken aback by the strike action. As you're well aware, government set up a renegotiating committee to look at the 2009 agreement, to look at ways of funding university education, to look at ways of stabilizing the university calendar. This committee has started intensive negotiation with ASU. We met less than 10 days ago. In view of the setup of this committee, it's totally out of place to now go on nationwide strike. I mean, I'm reluctant to say that this is bad faith. Secondly, most of the issues raised by ASU are issues inherited by this government. And the government has steadfastly tried to implement a resolution. The Minister for Education, when inaugurating the committee, expressed very clearly that it was critical to resolve all these issues. And it must be on record that 2009 agreement, which was finalized in 2009, ought to have been renegotiated in 2012 and 2015. The first person to take a conscious action in renegotiating it is the current Minister of Education, who set up the committee.
Right, you have been involved in renegotiating the terms of that. At what point did the negotiations break down further?
We're totally unaware of any breakdown. And all the issues raised here are actually being addressed.
Yeah, for instance, they talk about not having been in arrears since 2014. You said you met 10 days ago.
Yes.
Was this raised?
We can take the issues one by one. The earned allowances. Government released 30 billion naira towards the earned allowances on the understanding that a proper forensic audit will take place and it will ascertain whether there are actually earned allowances in arrears or whether the claim is justified. I'm aware that the process for commencing the forensic audit has been completed and that the results should be out as soon as possible.
Did this feature in the discussions you had 10 days ago?
They were all aware of it. So that's why my opening statement is that we're taken aback. Secondly, on the issue of the outstanding payments, the needs assessment, government released 200 billion, and as I speak to you today, a substantial part of that money remains unaccessed. It has not been accessed by the various institutions.
Are you going to call for more discussions, sir, even as the union has decided to start a strike?
We have a meeting early next month. We have 3 days in the first 10 days of next month for further discussion.
Well, in view of the current situation, you're not thinking of bringing it forward?
We are very open. We can commence tomorrow. It's all up to ASU. And I think that ASU should have responded very positively to the role being played by this government in resolving these long-outstanding issues. They mentioned the issue of Nupenco. It's in our interest that Nupenco is licensed. Nupenco is a private company. Once it meets all the conditions of the Pension Commission, it will be licensed. So I'm surprised that this is coming to the table. On the issue of the state universities, yes, our law makes it a concurrent issue, which means that the federal government and the state government can make laws on it. But the NUC, which is the Nigerian University Commission, is putting together a template that will ensure that state universities comply very strictly with conditions for setting up universities.
Well,
and they're doing this along with the stakeholders.
Well, you say you're still open to discussions.
Very open.
Would you make a categorical statement and say, look, let's go back to the table and call on ASU to come back to the table right now?
I make it very boldly that if ASU wants to resume negotiation tomorrow morning, we will. And we're actually extending that offer to ASU that in line with our very cordial way of negotiating, let us resume this negotiation and find an enduring solution to educational issues in Nigeria.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Baba.
I'm really grateful. Thank you for having me.
Right. In other news, the recent pictures of President Muhammadu Buhari receiving his media team in London continues to generate reactions from members of the public who lend support to the president's decision to heed the advice of his doctors. Serafina Okon spoke to a cross-section of people in Abuja.
I am on the streets of Abuja to get the opinions of Nigerians concerning the health status of Mr. President. And of course, saying he's actually waiting for his doctor's approval. Here with me is Mr. Nasir. Hello, Mr. Nasir.
He's actually on the right track because if he's not fully fit health-wise, he can't govern Nigeria now. The work of being a president is actually very stressful. And we can't have a president die in office because he wants to rush back down and rule Nigeria because Nigerians are saying he should come back down. The acting president is actually doing quite well, like very well in fact. So I think he should stay there till he's fully recuperated.
We should wait for him. We should wait for him, and all Nigerians should exercise patience. Be human, may be what you are. Because it can happen to anybody. Tomorrow it may be your turn, or it may be my own turn. So you may be there tomorrow, and my son or your own may be there tomorrow. So we still show the same concern.
I was so excited, and I pray that God Almighty should give him more health, because we need him at this point. Nigeria needs President Buhari at this moment. So we are praying that God should bring him safely back.
God has a purpose for Nigeria by bringing him in. Nigeria actually needs to change from the corruptive way we've been doing, from corruption to, and he has said the trail. We don't want him dead. We want him to be alive, for him to see what he has started.
Wish him quick recovery and should come back and take his position. I don't think anybody is struggling that seat with him. So he should come back home and take his position and finish his term.
And staying with the president's health, thousands under the auspices of a group, Patriotic Nigerians, converged on Abuja for a solidarity walk in honor of President Buhari, calling on him to extend his medical vacation according to his doctor's advice. The group was received around the presidential villa by the special advisor to the president on political matters, Babafemi Ojudu, on behalf of acting President Yemi Osinbajo. Salihu Abdullahi reports.
The heavy downpour was not going to deter them. From all walks of life, they gathered for one purpose.
From Bauchi State, I hail from the northeastern part of this country. Actually, by seeing different kind of youth from each and every geopolitical zone of this country, this will prove to you and show you and reassure you that President Muhammadu Buhari is doing the best.
And we are asking him to recuperate in London.
This is one of the many rallies held in support of President Muhammadu Buhari. These Nigerians are of the group who believe health is wealth, and as such, the president can go on attending to his health even as the policies in place keep the nation on course. A representative of the acting president was on hand to receive the youth.
We therefore ask the federal government to devise means of ensuring that the authority, honor and respect conferred on the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria are upheld by all, regardless of wherever they come from.
Because we believe that whatsoever Professor Yemi Osinbajo will do is the direct interest of the President. President Muhammadu Buhari has not violated any rule, and Nigerian students stand firmly for whatsoever the President has said.
In his message, he commended the organizers of the rally and urged Nigerians, especially the youth, to key into spreading the message of change, which is yielding positives in all spheres of national life.
We come back hale and hearty to continue the good job he has done. You are the future of this country. You must go around the country, mobilize your generation. Very soon, the lion will be back.
He says what Nigeria needs is leaders with similar traits like President Muhammadu Buhari for a sustainable future that will guarantee equal development. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
And more groups have also expressed the hope and confidence that the president will soon return to the country. They were also at a rally in Abuja. This next report is by Adibola Brookslyn Sunday.
The youths who converged on the Unity Fountain Abuja came from all parts of the country. They said they came after watching the video of the president's meeting with the Minister of Information, his media aides, and representatives of some media houses, which indicates that the president is recuperating.
When I watched that video, the way we heard about media houses, what we are seeing is different with what we saw. My president can walk, he trekked from place to place, he was jogging.
I came all the way from Lagos State, and I can say I'm very much happy to hear that my father, our father, and the nation's father is well fit.
Very delighted today, seeing different people from different axes, from different states, showing their solidarity to our father. He's stronger more than ever before. We're expecting him to coming back soon.
They also embarked on a solidarity walk towards the presidential villa.
Look at the genuine gathering of people that truly care for their leader. Everyone came willingly out of their own accord just to show their solidarity and support.
They said they are eager to receive the president back in the country. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday, NTA News.
In Kaduna, various political organizations staged a rally to state their loyalty and support for the Buhari administration. Muhammad Umar Ajingi brings us that report.
The youths carrying placards containing messages expressing their support to President Muhammadu Buhari's led administration gathered in front of the Kaduna State Government House, dancing and rejoicing with the information reaching them that the president is getting better and will soon return to Nigeria to continue the good work he has started.
I'm here to show my support and appreciation with my President General Muhammadu Buhari, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that I'm with him not to step down. Any sensible person will never say that Buhari should step down.
The youths arrived at the Kaduna State Government House when the State Executive Council meeting was going on.
We received them with joy. We received them with maximum satisfaction, considering so many misrepresentation.
We urge you to continue rendering your good, sincere prayer of success to Almighty Allah to give our president quick recovery and safety back home.
In Kaduna, I am Muhammad Umarajingi, NTA News.
And you can watch this broadcast live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. Up ahead, investing in biotechnology and its benefits. The details shortly.
Are you all right?
Hospital, all night, emergency.
We are losing her, we are losing her.
Don't worry, I'll save her. Driver!
What is wrong with you?
Building burned down.
What?
It was life or death.
He said, boy.
I've got the dog. Hey, Mr. Man, wake up!
Yeah.
My resignation letter, sir.
Warning, with so much Glow data, you may get carried away. These data plans are available to all new customers and existing customers who renew their plans. Dial *777#. The largest data network. Glow, grandmasters of data.
Hey, now who they here? My name now Mr. Shortcut. I dey mind my money. Now cheap one, I dey buy. Standard, we sign. Now to buy cheap one. Hey, now one kind cable for my yard and cheap building material where we take build my office. I think say I dey save money. Office building collapse and fire burn my house.
You don't see what happened to Mr. Shortcut? Well, Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, don't ready for action and say enough of pain, loss and wastage. And if you see product where no dey correct, call the SON office when near you or SON help desk. Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving life through standards.
Bros, I find correct words. Huh?
See the shop for that side.
Auntie, look all that. Where be correct words?
Now the shop be done, now the next one.
Peter, see as people they pack, they go to the shop, go buy clothes. It don't reach like 5 days now. I just suspect this Tunde way this is where in Waka could carry Waka. See, I go blow whistle. I go blow so we can to go spoil.
Your whistle. Come on, go investigate the matter before you blow whistle. Whistle block. Come on, come on. Thank you for coming.
Show first. Come. Not only you the circle for this market. Why be saying only your shop everybody they come? I just want blow whistle. I go blow something.
This is not be whistle blowing matter. Now MTN goodie bag.
What be MTN goodie bag?
With MTN goodie bag, if you carry your market enter another level, whether na for Facebook or for WhatsApp or for Twitter, for as low as 25 naira.
25 naira.
Yes.
Or buy 5 what you like for 50 naira. Dial *131# to start.
So with MTN goodie bag, your business go pure.
The Presidential Investigation Panel to review compliance of the armed forces with human rights obligations and rules of engagement, which was inaugurated by Acting President Yemi Osinbajo on Friday, August 11, 2017, will hold a public hearing in Abuja from 7th September to 16th October 2017. The panel wishes to invite all stakeholders, affected persons, institutions, and other interested members to send in memoranda that will assist it in the discharge of its mandate. 10 hard copies of memoranda memoranda should be submitted to the Presidency, Special Services Office, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Shagari Complex, 3 Arm Zones, Abuja, and a soft copy should be sent to the email judcomro.ng@gmail.com. All memoranda should be submitted within 2 weeks from the date of this announcement. Haliru Suleiman, Secretary to the Presidential Investigation Panel, announcer.
This is my second daughter. That's the one after that. That's my granddaughter there.
I have never seen my grandchildren.
Mama, I would like to see your face again.
What's your son's name?
John Luca. Yeah.
Is that your son?
Papa, you don't tell when I see your face.
Yes. Is that you?
When growth flows from the middle out, that's sound economic wisdom. When it spreads everywhere, reaching and affecting many people, that's inclusive governance. In Yobe, such impact is loudly pronounced in the health and education sectors. Qualitative, accessible, and affordable healthcare facilities in all parts of the state. Yobe's progress in healthcare is tied to an equally reformed and growing education sector. Education structures are built, rehabilitated, and expanded, providing the right learning environment at all levels. This is the story at GGSS Ngulu, GSS Yunusari, GSS Buyokura. It is also the story at GSS Fika, and now GSS Nangere. These are surely worthy investments for today and tomorrow. Ibrahim Gaidam, governance democratized. Yobe, truly the pride of the Sahel.
Flooding everywhere. People rendered homeless. The impact of flooding is far-reaching. Obey the provisions of the National Environmental Regulations on flooding, erosion, and sanitation. Don't dump refuse in drains. Don't build on waterways. Otherwise, when the rains come, the effect could be disastrous. Nesria, ensuring a cleaner and healthier environment for all Nigerians.
The Industrial Training Fund, ITF, cordially invites the Ministries of Education, Labor and Productivity, Science and Technology, Executive Secretary of Seaway Supervising Agency, Director General of Nigerian Employers Consultative Association, NECA, the Manufacturing Association of Nigeria, MAN, Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, NACCIMA, Vice Chancellors, the organized private sector and other stakeholders to the 2017 Seaway Biennial Conference under the distinguished chairmanship of the Honorable Minister of State for Industry, Trade and Investment, Hajia Aisha Abubakar. Special guest of honor, Chairman, Senate Committee on Industry, Senator Dr. Sam Egu, CON, and Chairman, House Committee on Industry, Honorable Abubakar Husseini Moriki. Chief host, Sir Joseph N. Ari, Director General, CE, Industrial Training Fund, ITF. Team, repositioning seaways for national benefit. Date, 15 to 16 August 2017. Time, 9 a.m. Venue, Sheikh Musa Yar'Adua Center, Abuja. Guests are expected to be seated by 8:30 a.m. Please. Announcer, Management.
Sabi, make una plan well.
Learn correct information about different kind of family planning method. Then they safe and they work well. You and your partner fit plan when in a light of born pikin.
Tanda well, make you yarn with your partner. Make them sabi say you support modern family planning.
Oh yeah, waka go color be the better one. We go fit your body today. Cause say we get one way correct for you and your partner.
Sabi the correct thing wey family planning they do. Follow talk family planning with your partner. Waka go do family planning. Get it together. Get it together. Join hand plan your family for tomorrow way better.
Now the Federal Ministry of Health they bring una this get it together tori.
Neighbor. Who you always call? Why you always get money to buy a time?
Where the money?
Yes, the money where you always carry around.
And they make all those plenty calls.
Now my bonus on top 9 mobile. I always use oh.
Set up there.
Not be all of us they collect bonus. So we network.
9 mobile bonus they different.
Hey, buy 9 mobile SIM. Recharge it and get up to 10,000 naira daily on your first recharge for 30 days. Lots of that benefit. Hey, existing subscribers should dial *819# to opt in.
9 Mobile. Here for you. Here for Nigeria.
Do you know that the Nigerian police now operates in the best international practices of policing? Do you know that the Nigerian police has been restructured to be more accountable and responsive to all your security challenges? Now, what the police demand from you is your trust, your collaborative efforts by providing necessary information about criminals and their activities in your neighborhood. Be vigilant to achieve our creed as we promise. We shall police the country based on international core values of policing with integrity. We shall ensure that rule of law prevails in our actions and activities. We shall respect diversity, display courage, show compassion, and demonstrate professionalism. We shall operate within the principle of democratic policing. We shall shun corruption, and we shall make Nigeria safer and secured under the leadership of IGP Ibrahim Otum Idris.
Let the wind of change blowing across the country chase away crime for the benefit of our society. Yes, the Nigerian police says this change must come with peace and tranquility.
This message was brought to you by the Public Relations Department of the Nigerian Police Force.
State governments have been enjoined to complement federal government's efforts in attracting investment in agribusiness by taking ownership of infrastructure that will ensure the development of business ventures. Acting President Professor Yemi Osinbajo stated this at the opening of the 2017 Niger State Investment Summit with the theme Impact Investing for Advancing Agricultural Economy and Innovation. Dauda Mohammed reports.
The 2017 Niger State Investment Summit is a deliberate attempt by the present administration to showcase the diverse competitive opportunities and provide a platform for Impact Investment Community Network to share ideas and knowledge, as well as to find ways to rapidly resolve internal challenges for long-term economic growth in a sustainable manner in line with national and international policies. Acting President Professor Yemi Osinbajo, while describing problems of development in the country as not lack of knowledge and resources, but the lack of transfer of good ideas into working solutions, said, if properly utilized, Niger State has the capacity in terms of land mass and human resources to feed African countries.
Another key area that Niger State must take into account in drawing up this investment plan is to take advantage of its location, the closeness to Abuja, especially for attracting industry.
In their contributions to the investment summit, former President Olusegun Obasanjo and former Head of State General Abdulsalami Abubakar called on government at all levels and bankers to make funding, land and labor available to investors at generous rates to spur the development of the agri sector in the country.
You, as a state, you cannot develop in isolation. You have to develop along with your adjoining states. Although banks are commercial people, you might not draw a line for them. They should not go about this interest rates, whether given as well. extensive pedigree. United States has the highest number of churches in the world. We also have the potential to increase the production of livestock, meat, and dairy products.
There were goodwill messages from the governor of Sokoto State, Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, Sultan of Sokoto, Saad Muhammad Abubakar III, Etsunupe, Chairman, Niger State Council of Traditional Rulers, Yahya Abubakar, captains of industry, and other dignitaries. The acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, had earlier inaugurated 2 road projects, the Nkambe Access Road to Pakungu and the Brighter to Mega Station Road, constructed by the Abubakar Sani Bello administration. In Mina, Dauda Mohammed, NTA News.
The senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, says the People's Democratic Party-led administration left behind a battered economy enmeshed in corruption and waste. He said this in reaction to former President Jonathan's comment on the economy during Saturday's PDP National Non-Elective Convention in Abuja. Gabriel Odu reports. We've got some challenges with the sound on that report. We'll bring it to you. The voluntary assets and income declaration scheme of the federal government is not aimed at any individual or group. Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Babatunde Fowler, stated this at the Joint Tax Board meeting in Abuja. Vivian Idekwefo reports.
Data from the Federal Inland Revenue Service shows that between October and November 2015, the federal government generated 27 billion naira from tax waiver under the penalty and interest program. Consequently, a 9-month grace period to reduce the burden of tax liabilities and encourage prompt voluntary compliance under the Voluntary Assets and Income Declaration Scheme was launched last month. The meeting of the Joint Tax Board focused on strengthening collaboration among various tax authorities to achieve the desired result.
Speaking on behalf of FIRS and speaking on behalf of the Joint Tax Board, which involves the State Internal Revenue Services, and taking a leaf from the presentation of the acting president, there are no untouchables. Everybody will be held accountable and there'll be no extension.
There are a lot of incentives that come with the declaration.
Both the taxpayers and the tax authorities have a lot of benefit from this scheme.
The meeting also discussed how best to integrate the different taxpayers' database into the Joint Tax Board's tax identification number scheme. In Abuja, Vivian Idekwefo, NTA News.
Investment in biotechnology would lead to increased capacity for chemical examinations, production of vaccines, medical diagnostic tests, and biopharmaceuticals. This came to the fore at a forum to propose the establishment of a reference biotechnology center of international standards at the nation's Biotechnology Development Agency, NABDA. Science correspondent Kirian Umayo reports.
The establishment of Reference Biotechnology Center would give birth to specialized laboratories that are strategically important in addressing major health challenges such as Ebola, Lassa fever, Zika, and hemorrhagic viral diseases. Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Obone Onu, says the proposal is germane to the development of the country, as research is the hallmark of scientific discoveries.
So many things that we believe that with proper deployment of science and technology, we can help solve those problems for our country. We are concerned with job creation. We are concerned with wealth creation. We are concerned with poverty reduction. We want a situation where our citizens can be prosperous and happy.
The proposal, articulated by staff of Bioresource Department of Ministry of Science and Technology, aims at involving investors with deep interest in biotechnology for the partnership needed to drive the project.
Many countries have developed national strategies, formulated policies, and substantially increased investment in biotechnology, subsequently making it a deliberate priority in global competitiveness.
Biotechnology has in recent years been a propelling force in the global science and technology development. Kurian Umayo, NTA News.
The Federal Road Safety Corps says in the last 1 month, 5,000 road traffic offenders were arrested. Of this number, 2,000 were mentally examined in government facilities. Corps Marshal of the FRSC, Bubuyi Oyemi, says strategies for safety on the road, especially during the last 4 months of the year, are being mapped out to reduce carnage on the nation's highways. Corps Marshal Oyemi, during a visit to the presidential villa in respect of the FRSC's upcoming 7th International Annual Lecture, said the review of strategy is imperative to improve on what was achieved during previous festive periods. He appealed to road users to comply with traffic regulations and rules in order to achieve accident-free festivities.
We started this Cobra operations, the 5 key use of forward driving, jumping the traffic lights, the issue of route violation, overloading. You can see the problem there, that most of the people we're arresting on this violation and being sent to hospitals, government facility for psychological evaluation are more private vehicle owners. So, but I think since 1st of July, I think we've seen some gradual improvement in enforcement and compliance nationwide.
It's time now to join Jennifer in our Lagos Center for more reports on Network News. Hello, Jennifer.
Thank you, Cyril. Good evening and a warm welcome to Lagos. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has uncovered a large cannabis depot located at Iyano-Ira, Ketu in Lagos. Special Area Commander NDLEA Seme Udotong Noah disclosed this while briefing newsmen on the seizure of the illicit drug weighing more than 7.5 tons at the secret hideout. Imoleayo Tokede has the details.
According to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA Special Area Commander Udotong Noah, the suspect, Timilei Iyama, a mother of 4, was said to have operated the illicit drug business with her husband for several years. Luck, however, ran out on her when officials of the NDLEA, acting on a tip-off, swooped in on the hideout and arrested the suspect.
I said, "Now my oga get not be
What's
me."
the name of your oga?
Iyama Vincent.
But this thing cannot be in one room. I don't see that kind of room.
However, at the time of arrest, the husband of the suspect was said to have traveled to Ondo State, where their illegal drug business as a source of supply.
When we felt that our intelligence was 100%, we moved in around 4 a.m. that morning. It's a 2-bedroom apartment. They use 2 rooms to stock this exhibit. So everybody that's involved in this business will be arrested and prosecuted.
The NDLEA Special Area Commander stressed that there is need for effective collaboration between the agency and the public to stamp out local production and consumption of cannabis across the country. In Lagos, Imoleayo Tokede, NTA News.
The United States Air Force and the Nigerian Air Force are co-hosting the African Partnership Flight 2017 in Lagos. The 5-day training is designed to improve professional air knowledge of African partner nations. Kanegbelige reports that Chad, Niger and Benin Republic are taking part in the military training.
The African Partnership Flight is a multinational military engagement designed to help strengthen relationships and share best practices through classroom instructions and hands-on training. It comprises of multiple workshops aimed at providing diverse experiences to different African countries. The Chief of Air Staff commended the efforts of the United States Air Force Command in bringing together participating nations in the region to stimulate a common security and humanitarian environment in ensuring synergy in their operations.
The initiative, therefore, is an effort in the right direction and a good step in our collective drive to ensure security of our countries and indeed our continent.
This event with the theme, Aeromedical Evacuation and Medical Deployment, will contribute to further building the capacity of Nigerian Air Force personnel in their untiring efforts at reaching out to entirely displaced persons and other non-combatants.
The head of the United States Air Force team re-echoed the United States commitment in building capacity of the Nigerian Air Force personnel in tackling security challenges being experienced in the country and in the region.
And this is a fabulous opportunity
for us to work on regional cooperation and to work on interoperability.
2 to 3 African partnership flight workshops are held each year in a different African country with the goal of promoting regional cooperation to strengthen the ability of African militaries to work together. The theme of the 5-day training workshop is aeromedical evacuation and medical development in Lagos. Ken Igbeluge, NTA News.
You're still watching NTA Network News. It's time for some messages. The news will continue afterwards with Cyril in Abuja. Please stay tuned.
Some reunions are worth waiting for. Reconnect your old SIM and we'll give you 6,000 Naira airtime. Also enjoy 8 times bonus on every e-top-up recharge.
The largest data network, Glow Unlimited.
This must be one of Mother Nature's greatest gifts. But there's something else it gives us. When we see such beauty, we want to share it with those we love. That's what LG wants you to see. Just what we see now, through our technology. LG OLED TV.
With Happy Cover from Leadway Assurance, you'll be covered for, well, almost anything. From automobile cover...
Boys, pay nicely!
...to house... ...to personal cover. All with one single premium.
Pay nicely with your brother. That's it, we're going home.
That was close.
Yes, luckily I have Happy Cover.
Oh, I have Happy Cover too. Sorry about your house.
Actually, I have Happy Cover also, so... Maybe he needs happy. Live happy with Leadway Assurance, ensuring happiness since 1970.
This is my second daughter. That's the one after that one. That's my granddaughter there.
I have never seen my grandchildren.
Mama, I would like to see your face again.
What's your son's name?
John Luca. Yeah.
Is that your son?
Papa,
yes. Yes. Is that you?
Share of 100 million naira with Malta Guinness. Find your code. SMS it with your name to 32011. 1 million naira plus cash and airtime prizes to be won every week. Malta Guinness. Let's go.
Welcome to the new world of superb taste. Now here in Nigeria.
Everyone, try it and enjoy the delicious goodness.
We are bringing our new noodles to every corner of the country. That's right. It tastes great. It tastes fantastic. It's time for a new noodle.
Nigeria, you want the truly delicious taste? Come and get it! Be supreme, Nigeria.
Happy Hour by Chivita. Burst of refreshment.
House of Cheese.
Success. I always wanted to make something of myself. Even when I was a child. With So Clean, my mother made sure that my clothes were clean and bright. With a 30% concentrated formula, washing is faster, brighter, and cleaner. Like millions of families, mine also trust So Clean. With my clothes and with my career. Because when all eyes are on you, you have to look the part. So Clean. It's your time to shine.
So Clean. Now with a new look and stain magnet technology for even better stain removal.
I feel alive, so alive when I'm with my best friends, indulging my G exotic taste of paradise, irresistible. Everywhere I go, G exotic. Nothing makes my drink more than when the mixer is delightful. G exotic, and after a long day, I wanna relax with the taste of my G exotic. Yeah, sinking and get lost. Taste of relaxation, too good not to share. The taste of affection. Oh, say I love the taste of G exotic. I love the taste of G exotic. Love the taste of G exotic. Nothing like the taste of my G exotic. I love the taste of G exotic. Nothing like the taste of my G exotic.
Oh, I love the taste.
G exotic nectar. I love the taste.
Economic experts say there is renewed investors' confidence in the Nigerian economy as the Nigerian stock market hits a three-year high of 13 trillion naira. Details on Business News with Joy Uzo.
Thanks for joining us on Business News. And we will start with the cheery news of the current rally at the Nigerian Stock Exchange, which saw the market's equities capitalization lifted to 13 trillion naira, a level it was before the decline in 2014. By the close of trade last Tuesday, the market had hit a three-year high, with the Nigerian Stock Exchange market capitalization standing at 13.1 trillion naira for the first time since October 2014. Analysts say the development, which signals the gains for investors, is also an indication of increased investors' confidence in the Nigerian economy. At the beginning of this year, many stock market operators expressed optimism that the market would witness positive performance. Their optimism may not have been misplaced with the turn of events. The market had recorded 3 consecutive years of decline, falling in 2014, 2015, and 2016. It is therefore a bit certain that the bulls would return in 2017. In the meantime, the market opened the week on a negative note this Monday, with a 0.65% decline in the market or share index. The market capitalization still maintained the 13 trillion naira line at 13.08 trillion naira. Here are the graphic details. The total value of trade in the importers and exporters forex window has risen to $6.51 billion. Data from the FMDQ Securities Exchange shows that forex window grossed a total of $1.10 billion in trade for the week ended August 4, 2017, 33.16% increase from $822.73 million recorded the previous week. The Central Bank of Nigeria introduced importer and exporter window in April 2017 as a step towards resolving foreign currency liquidity challenges, which slowed economic growth for more than 2 years and sparked fears of a looming huge devaluation of the naira among investors. Analysts say the window has provided a huge relief for investors as they are seen returning to the Nigerian market since the introduction after their flights following the forex impasse. With Lagos State generating about 13,000 metric tons of waste daily, the state government has disclosed its intervention to raise 50 billion naira through bond issuance to finance waste management. The bond, which is in 2 series, saw the first series of 27 billion naira being offered today, Monday 14th, at 17.5% coupon, with a 5-year tenure. An offer ends August 25. It has an issue rating of A+ by Augusto & Co. Unlimited at an issue price of 1,000 naira per unit, while the second series will be offered at a later date. And that wraps it up on the business news segment. Many thanks for watching.
We'll take another short break. We'll be back.
Medicinal plant development in Nigeria. How viable for affordable health care? That is the focus this week on NTA Tuesday Live. NTA Tuesday Live. Incisive, educative, and informative. Join us.
University Abuja offers world-class education, uninterrupted academic session, and promising degrees. Bayes University Abuja is affordable and delivers quality with experienced international staff, superb facilities, overseas external examiners, and a serene academic atmosphere. We offer quality and affordable education, and students are within easy reach of their parents here at Bayes University Abuja. So learn to live at Bayes University for a brighter future. For more information, visit our website at www.bayesuniversity.edu.ng or call 081 3376 9657 or 081 3376 9658. Bayes University Abuja. Learn to live.
Win a share of 100 million naira with Malta Guinness. Find your code. SMS it with your name to 32011. 1 million naira plus cash and airtime prizes to be won every week. Malta Guinness. Let's go.
Now waiting be this. Smart gun over here. Everybody want make I put them on top. You remember AJ Smart Connect when I charge 100 naira, then go give me 800 naira. You don't upgrade. Now every end of the month, then go give me back all my recharge. Why don't recharge? As that time on us. From this one, no, we just jar out. That now over jar out back to send down.
Buy an Airtel SIM and get back all your recharges as data bonus by month end on Smart Connect.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is working to ensure access to safe, good quality essential medicines with the World Health Organization pre-qualification of made in Nigeria pharmaceutical products, stiffer penalties for fake drug offenders with a review of NAFDAC laws, national, regional, and international collaborations, cutting-edge technologies, including the mobile authentication service.
NAFDAC as an agency is indeed doing so much to protect the health of our nation. I urge everyone to support NAFDAC in ridding the country of fake drugs and unwholesome products.
Let us support NAFDAC to win the war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
A bit of sport now with Adiola Hamokivie.
The 4th edition of the International Table Tennis Federation Challenge, Nigerian Open,